So, Liberators, alone in this private sanctum of Noir Dior, what do you want to do?
Horatio spends 2 hours writing a spell.
You go ahead and get one of the many tables in the common area and begin writing down your spell.
Horatio, that must have been very difficult to keep that secret.
Well, it was, but I knew that I had to take the necessary steps so that it wouldn't backfire. So I just bid my time. We were fortunate enough to step into this location here.
I worry for Ren. Whatever kind of magic Duramo has, it does something to who you are. I don't know.
And who do you think we are?
No, it's who you
No.
are.
Yeah, no, I mean that, like, for real. Why do you think, like, who are we? I thought I knew who I was, but he talked to me and Horatio as if we were other people. Who are we?
Well, I don't know, but
You heard him, right? You saw
Yeah.
that?
he looked right at you, and it was like he was seeing someone within you, or that when he saw you, he saw someone else. He did the same for both of you.
Who am I? I, like, hold my hands up and I, like, start to, like, tremble a little.
Duran is going to kind of step in and kind of grab King a bit, and he's going to go, "Cousin, please, you are who you have been since I have met you on this journey. You are," he smiles, "King, the one we trust with the touch of Maliki."
I thought so. I hope so. Thanks. What did he mean?
Something about a prolepsy, about us being chosen, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but
Cal, I saw when we were walking through the streets that there was some greenery. Is there a park nearby?
Yeah.
I can't commune in this space. I need to be outside.
Well, that makes sense because of all the protections here.
Come with me.
Okay.
All of you. I mean, I guess let's have dinner first. We can wait until it's a little later and there's less people around. I'm scared, but I've learned how to divine and talk to Maliki directly, and I can commune with her, and I can ask her questions. They're not always obvious answers, and more often a simple yes or no, but I think it's worth a shot. I can ask her about you too, Horatio.
sure, I mean, any information is appreciated.
I'm gonna start, like, digging through my bag, and I'm going to pull out. Yeah, here it is. I have 1 flask of holy water left, just enough. We can do it later. I think we should. Even Noir said that he had friends who would try and invoke the divine. Why not do it directly myself?
That entire time I've been writing the spell, I'm still. They can head out without me, like, you don't gotta.
No, it's okay. I think that Cal wanted to eat here. He must be starving. He didn't have any snacks on the street earlier.
I mean, it's fine. You said you wanted to find a space.
I also didn't eat, but
If it's dinner, I'm sorry, Duran. I'm so sorry. I have, like, genuine tears in my eyes because I'm just so emotional right now, and I'm like, I didn't mean to forget you. Let's just take a second to collect ourselves, have some food, wait until it's less active. You know, the parks, I'm sure people eventually quiet down. Will be less prying eyes the later we go.
Monica will head to the kitchen and begin her process, kind of giving King a friendly smile and a reassuring nod as she goes to prepare some mushroom soup.
I'll nod back gratefully as I push away my tear.
So, are you going to the kitchen here in the tavern or the kitchen in this sanctum?
In the
this
chateau.
Okay, so you walk up to the door, open it up, and you think of the kitchen. When you do, you see what looks to be a nice small kitchen, beautifully done with a stone hearth and all the other objects you need to cook a glorious meal there before you. And then as soon as you enter, the door closes back, and then that area where you saw the door was before turns into a normal wall. You see a small indentation of where the doorknob would be.
And she'll just take a look around, assess the situation, and whisper something to herself along the lines of, he's so vulnerable now, but he needs me. And then she will attempt to cook dinner.
Okay, so you begin to cook dinner. What are the rest of you doing? I wish you were making your copy of your spell. King, are you just hanging out here for now, or are you all going up to get something to eat? Or wait for Nako? Never mind, you guys are waiting for Nako to cook, yes.
I'm waiting for Monako to cook, and I've pulled out some of my notes and prayer books, and I'm just sort of refreshing on some of old lore and tradition as I prepare to commune later this evening.
Okay. You go ahead and read up on your old lore and tradition and familiarize yourself with that information. Cal, are you doing anything specific?
No, I think I'm just gonna relax.
Actually, Duran had questions for Cal during this time.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk to Duran then, for sure.
Okay.
Cal, can you feel Kelemvor's power while you're in here?
Can I make like a religion check to see if I feel anything, or...
Sure. Go ahead and make a religion check.
I don't think I'm gonna feel anything, and I don't. Yeah.
6. I mean, you don't feel any different than you have since you either entering or exiting.
Duran, I haven't really noticed any connection to Kelemvor, but I haven't honestly tried. I don't think I can really get through right now. I think these enchantments and wards must be very powerful, and if I know Noir, this is probably one of the safest places in Fia that we could be.
Cal, your magic, just like King's and Monaco's, it comes from your god, doesn't it?
Yes.
From Kelemvor. Do you have access to it now?
I mean, I think I would have access to it.
I have been thinking, Cal, if maybe a way to fight these people, to fight Doramo, to fight people like Hiei, like my people have been turned against themselves, may not be in overcoming their chaos power. Maybe we can cut off their connection to it.
I think that, because I'm sitting in the room, so I hear this, I'm going to say, I think that each person, when they're in a place like this that potentially shields them, and let's say for argue's sake it does completely block us off, we still hold some power within us. We have like a reservoir, so to speak, and then once we are reconnected, it rejuvenates and refills us. Or so I believe, and then I will put my hand out and gesture to summon a spiritual weapon and try and manifest it. Does it appear?
Okay, you reach out, and sure enough, the spiritual weapon of Chastafel appears before you, floating aside as it normally does.
And I'll say, see, this is magics you've seen me use before, and I do believe we are warded in the sanctuary or chateau of Noirs, but yet I can conjure Chastafel, and then I'll do a flourish of my wrist and it will disappear.
So your god's power stay with you even when you cannot talk with them?
Correct.
Cal, I was hoping you might know some way. I've been trying to think of a way to disrupt their power. Maybe disrupt their flow, their connection. You have fought many battles with many magical enemies, I suspect, from your weapons. What say you, Cal?
I think it was like I was discussing with Kai. I think if you find some way, maybe even by prayer to Nyx, that if you go away from chaos and harness the power of order, that might be able to negate the chaos that they are drawing from. And maybe if enough of that power can be harnessed in some way, it can become at one with all of the chaos that plagues this plane. Does that make sense?
Duran kind of rubs his hand against his chin. Magic is very hard for me to understand, Cal, and it seems like magic of the gods is just as confusing.
Oh. King chuckles from the table over.
Alright. So how would you like to pass? So if nothing else, if you're all just waiting, Monako, after about a half an hour or so, let's say 45 minutes, because you have to get used to this new kitchen, but you whip together a beautiful meal. Please roll for me a performance check, Monako.
While she's doing it, she does take a small moment to sort of address the air, not quite sure if her patron is listening in, but she does sort of speak with a level of warmth, as though he were there, about how things will continue well, and then she'll cast guidance on herself and complete the meal.
Okay, 26. So coming out of the room, you open up the door, just turning the knob, and it leads you back to the common area as you think about that one. When you do so, everyone smells immediately the glorious mushroom soup meal that you've made. You were able to turn something as simple as mushrooms into something that can be really rejuvenating. As you hand it all out and you all begin to eat, Kai's it's just been sitting on his own pondering. He also eats as well. The milestone of 2 hours have passed, at least, and Horatio, you have completed copying that spell into your spellbook. But no Ardua has not left. It is nighttime. You can go to bed now if you would like, or if you want to head on to the town and do something, you can do that as well. If not, we can shoot on to the next day.
No, I want to go out to the forest and commune. Now that we've all eaten, I feel much better, and I've had a moment to collect myself. Do you all want to come with me? What should I ask?
As he asks that question, Horatio suddenly starts to grow horns from his head, a little similar to cows, and his skin starts to change as well as his form, and he looks a little bit taller and begins to look like a tiefling, kind of like cow, but a little different, with a different like a bluish tint to his skin. And I'm casting Alter Self.
So you all look back and see Horatio. His skin begins to change in pigmentation. His form alters in shapes, and almost a shimmer appears where you can't quite get a lock onto what he looks like. It's almost like your eyes go blurry until it finally gets into focus and fixation, and you see before you this bluish tint, cow-like tiefling that appears.
Marvelous. Can you do that to other people?
Unfortunately, I cannot, but Fia is a pretty big city, or is it a metropolis? Sure. I'm pretty sure there is a vendor that might sell the spell that I need, or yeah, I should be able to find it.
So you needed to go to a park, right, King?
Yes, please. If there's one that's more densely with trees would be nice, but grass will do, or some greenery. I thought I saw some evergreens in the distance. I don't know where we are in comparison to that, though.
In Cal, especially, you would definitely know there's parks around. It's in this area. You can find a nice little forest area.
Yes, King. Follow me this way. I'll take you to a spot I used to go to a lot when I was a kid.
All right.
Okay. So is everyone heading off with King and Cal?
Yes, Duran would not let King travel without his watchful eye over him.
I'll put on my cloak or my going out clothes again, and I'll put the hood up this time.
All right.
Minako will not come with. She says that she'll stay behind with Kai, and she looks at King. She said, "You said you wanted to know what to ask?
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions?
No matter who you are on the inside, King, what you need is the strength to love yourself." And then she smiles at him and kind of straightens up and tries to go clean up as best possible all the leftover food.
Okay. Kai is just sitting in a corner, just kind of writing in a book that he has his thoughts. All right. So Minako, you stay behind, start to clean, and the rest of you leave the chateau up the stairs through the kitchen, and you just make your way throughout the bar area, which you see another performance. And now it seems to be more packed, more people are here drinking, and it's a little bit noisier because of the volume of people, but it's not boisterous or anything. And a sultry performer is singing on the stage with someone else playing a piano, and you exit throughout those doors. The rest of you follow Cal throughout the winding the streets of Fia, passing by the ice-like buildings, and continue to walk. You eventually find yourself upon a entrance to a park. This park is full of the trees, the similar trees that you've seen throughout Shiverin. All the trees look brittle but strong, and they do all have this ice-like shimmer to it. Walking inside, the ground and the gravel and the cement becomes more earthy and stone. You see you're more in tune with the dirt, and you can continue to go into until more so than not you step into more of a wilderness area. birds are chirping around and the noise of other animals are running afoot. But it doesn't feel like anything dangerous is here. What would you like to do?
I will say, this looks perfect, Cal. Thank you so much. I will take off my cloak and I will take off my shoes. So I am barefoot and my feet are touching the earth. I will pull out one of the candles that I have and light that. Just a regular candle, not a divine candle. And I will use my hands and sort of like create a little bowl in the dirt, and I'll take out the flask of holy water and I will pour it into the dirt, so it sort of like makes like a little bowl of holy water. And I will say, okay guys, I'm going to begin. And I'll say and then I'll look to each of them and I'll say, thanks very much for being here with me. I appreciate it. I know Minako wanted to come too, but it's best that she watches over Kai and makes sure he's okay. He's in a dark place right now. I know she's here with me in spirit. And I'll smile. I'll say the words, I wish to commune with you, O goddess Myliki, in Sylvan. And then I'll put my hands down on either side of the pool and like look down in the holy water pool I just made before me and start channeling the spell.
All right. So all of you gather around King as he goes down and begins his ritual, placing all the items before him to begin channeling the beings of divine nature. So King, you reach out. In doing so, your consciousness leaves your body. You expand it beyond the horizon, trying to commune with your goddess. You feel a connection, but it's strange, this connection. It's so close. It's within your grasp almost. You can't explain it, but it's like it's right next to you. Just like you can reach into your bag, into your portable hole or your pockets. You reach in there, begin to commune, celestial being. So go ahead and ask your questions.
I have my eyes closed and envision this all in my mind's eye, and I smile and I say audibly, has Queen Camilla been corrupted by Duramo in any capacity?
The moment you ask this question, you say this out loud, and your lips are, you realize it, and you all hear it. You hear yourself, King, as is your normal self, but the rest of you hear something different. Throughout King's mouth, let's say it this way, King, you hear whispered in your head. You don't know if it's a voice or not, or it's a feeling, but the feeling comes upon you and says no. The rest of you hear a strange reverberation, overlaid echo of King's voice combined with a voice you don't recognize. It's light but powerful and booming, and it's like, no.
I'll take a deep breath, exhale, pause for a moment, and then I will say, are we in danger in this city?
And you all hear King ask that as his lips moves in. Once again, in the fashion, King, you hear this feeling come upon you that says, yes.
Okay.
And the rest of you hear the double-bassed voice of King and this other entity come upon. He's like, yes.
I'll take another deep breath and exhale, and I'll say for my final question, I'll tilt my head back as if I'm looking up, and a tear will fall out of my eyes, and I'll say, who am I?
As you ask this question out loud, and you all hear the passion in King's voice, the trees begin to sway back and forth in the wind, and leaves begin to swirl around all of you, coalescing around King as it starts to fail up. You begin to see images, although you blink because you're not sure if it's just your imagination or something in your eye, but images of unicorns and equine-like creatures dancing about King, floating around. King, you see none of this. There's no answer that comes to you. Nothing but blank and just emptiness. You almost feel like, why isn't Myliki answering you? The rest of you just see this strange green divine magic, and it begins to build up to the point where now you have to cover your faces. The wind is pushing further and further on you as the dirt starts to fly up. A little bit of the dirt that's around King begins to push, making an indentation of a circle around him, showing that there's been some type of kind of excavating of the dirt around him. And then it falls down hard, crashing on top of all your heads, the dirt, and rocks come down, gravity taking its effect. And King, you wake up, and the rest of you just look on.
Cousin, are you alright?
Yes, I'm okay. Are you okay? What happened? As I look around and see the wreckage.
Roll me a perception check, King. A 7. And everyone else roll me a perception check. Oh, but you can do it at advantage. So King has a 7. 17 from Cal. 14 from Horatio. 20, a dirty 20 from Duran. Okay. King, you don't notice it. Everyone, you see the symbol of a unicorn underneath King. It seems like the wind and all the moving of the rocks and all that has created this symbol in the dirt beneath him. Almost like a magic circle, but it's in the shape of a unicorn.
Whilst reading the books that Horatio reads, does that seem familiar now?
You definitely know that's the symbol of Maliki from all the books that you read. Seeing the connection between Maliki and Nyx and all that information when you were reading about it back in Arawatch, you definitely recognize this as the symbol of Maliki. Plus, you've seen King use spirit guardians and unicorns have danced around him when he done that.
Yeah, so I look at it and I look at King and I say, a champion of Maliki.
Thanks for coming with me, guys. I'm glad to know that the Queen has not been ill-affected yet, but we are in danger here, so we should keep our guard. I confirmed that Duramo's evil spreads here. Thanks for watching out for me, especially you, cousin. You always stay vigilant. And I haven't told you how much I appreciate your watch and your effort.
Cousin, I promised you that no harm would befall you, and that I would keep you safe. I will do whatever it takes to keep that promise. Maliki has put a crown upon your head, but I will make sure that you remain safe.
Thank you. You are my champion. Okay, I guess we should head back, and I'll start to, clean up the area, I guess. And I look to Cal, and I'm like, I don't know, should we leave this? Maybe people will see it as a good omen. Can you just write, a message in the dirt here in an Infernal that says, the old gods and the new?
Sure. Yeah, let me have a stick, and I inscribe that phrase underneath.
All right. So you go ahead and transcribe a positive anecdote underneath the symbol of Maliki and walk past. Nevertheless, it's a little late, but night's not too late. Around probably in the later of the evenings, a couple hours before midnight. What would you like to do?
While they were out, Minako was kind of cleaning up and waiting a bit to have a conversation with Kai.
Oh, so Kai's sitting at his desk, writing down into his book.
She's kind of cleaning up, and as she puts everything away, she kind of comes back and looks around and pauses for a second, and then just says, I don't blame you, Kai.
Yeah, I understand. Sure. And he doesn't look up, and he begins to continue writing in his book.
I mean, well, okay. She says, look, things were okay. When I never knew you before all this, and I don't know about your life before I met you, but things were bright before Kaijin met you.
So what, are you trying to blame me? Think it's my fault for even getting... I didn't ask to be found.
What? I just want to know.
What? What do you need to know, Minako?
Well, he's your uncle, and we were engaged. But Kai,
I know what you went through with Hiei, and he's my uncle, but not by blood. And I'm sorry for whatever he put you through. I've heard the stories. I mostly tried to stay away. Kaijin, Dad, he protected me from all that. I heard that Genju got the brunt of it, though. I miss Genju. I hope they're alright.
Kaijin sent him. He sent Genju to that cave with that demon. And we haven't heard anything since.
I have a bad feeling. Just coincidentally, the 3 most powerful demon dancers just happened to go all together to a cave, and then Hiei just shows up, and my father gets defeated so easily by some... I don't even know who this guy is.
Some elf. We all thought Kaijin could just protect it, We thought Kaijin could do it all just because he was some mighty hero, and he just got stepped on. And Hiei, he left so long ago. How long has he been? How long has Doramo been whispering in his ear?
I don't know, but please don't badmouth my father. I'm sure he did the best he could. He had some trickery, some magic. He had the power of the shard. Maybe from what your friends told me, he has the power to tap into the shards. Of our holy relic. Apparently, it's part of this, what? I don't even understand. And he was able to use it to stop him? This power of chaos? I don't even have the slightest clue. But I can tell you one thing. There's no way in a fair fight my father would have been defeated by the likes of Doramo.
And now we don't even know if he's...
We don't, and now he is, like you said, I don't know how long he's been sleeping. He's been sleeping with the enemy. How long he's been planning this. This is just too calculated, too coincidental. When I went off before he announced about the Northril and did all that, was training, trying to master this Tempest style. I know this place is devoid of demons. I've even blessed it with sacred holy dew. They stay away, and it was not an area that I know that these creatures will come upon, but I was bombarded by them nonetheless. That is not a coincidence. Hiei's been planning this for a long time, and he's got exactly what he fucking wants. He's now the daimyo. Now he has the most powerful army in all of fucking Dusthaven. And he's coming straight for Fia.
No, Kai, listen. He may have stolen that position. He may have taken everything, but he is not the true daimyo. He is not.
And who I am? My father saw something in me. I was just some street rat who was found in the middle of a forest. And now I'm supposed to be the daimyo?
You know you're more than that. Everybody knows you're more than that.
Why? Because I can tap into another vagary? Please. Just a freak show. This is luck. This is Nix's just grand joke upon me. Give me all this power and can do nothing with it while I let everyone I love die. And he kind of storms off and walks over to the other end of the room and just begins kind of sobbing to himself.
She kind of carefully approaches him and tries to put a hand on his shoulder. Kai, there's nothing we could have done. You saw how it happened. We were all there. We gave it all we got. It's not your fault. And you're in the position whether you like it or not. We don't choose these things, Kai. They choose us. You have been put here by I don't know, the guidance of Nyx's destiny, fate. But you are the daimyo, Kai, and we must put you back on that throne.
I need to go to bed. Thanks on the meal, man. It's delicious as always. And he goes and walks throughout the room, thinks of his own room, and slams the door behind him.
She just kind of sits and looks at her hands like she did something wrong.
Okay, so Liberators, the rest of you, casually make your way back towards the Blue Dragon Blind. Go back in the way. If you need any food or any extra meals or snacks or drinks, they are brought to you outside in the bar area where everyone's lounging. And you can easily make your way back into the sanctum if you so please and rest.
Do you guys want a nightcap before we head back into the sanctuary?
Yeah, let's do it.
I want something stronger than wine this time.
I think we can make that happen.
Cousin, you must need rest after what you just went through.
Yeah, I agree, but I wanna... I don't know. She didn't answer my third question. What do you think that means, guys? And I don't know.
Maybe you should ask more yes or no questions, cousin.
I was overwhelmed. So bizarre and wonderful and different. I don't know how to describe it. I think maybe in the future I'll be able to hold my composure better. But I did the best I could and thought of the questions that seemed most relevant in the moment.
Maybe you should take your time with this. Maybe not pursue it too much and let it come to you.
Yeah, let me obsess over it.
I have some theories too that I will ponder with you later, Horatio.
Absolutely.
I think I might have mistranslated something in my notes. Can you read Sylvan?
I say, if you give me some time, I can read it. Yes.
Oh, really? My eyes light up. Oh, that's so fantastic, because I think that it's a mistranslation on my part, so if I were to translate it from Sylvan to Common or English, I would further distance my understanding, so I would greatly appreciate if you could help me reread my notes.
Sure. When we get back to the bar,
You mean the private rooms? Yeah, I agree.
that too. We can be in the common area.
But yeah, no, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's fine. It's just thinking.
But yeah, no, she or whatever answered me didn't answer my third question.
I think the question was answered. Just not sure of it yet.
That was the only question where I felt a void and a gap in presence. I heard nothing.
Horatio looks around to Duran and Cal, and there's a lot happening around you. I need some time to think on this, but I might have a theory as well.
Okay. Let us just have a drink and calm down and set aside all this otherworldly bigger business for a moment and just relax and eat it. Cal, what's the stronger drink called?
Whiskey.
Okay, I'll take 2.
Okay. Bartender brings you over whiskeys and many drinks you want with no cost.
Real
Zero's on
quick,
the
while
house.
everyone is beginning their drinks, I think to myself, "Oh shit!" And I get up and I head towards where the sanctum is, real quick, and I look for Minako and Kai.
Okay. Going downstairs as they're getting their drinks, you go in. Manako, are you still staying in the common area?
She's still in
We
the
had a little
common
time to
area
leave.
right about now, but she's wrapping up.
So I do I see her?
All right. So if you're going in yourself, just letting you know, you do only have one key.
That's fine.
Okay. So you take the key and go
Yeah.
in, while the rest of them stay out.
And when I see Minako, I say, "Hey, Minako, we're gonna have some drinks at the bar. Would you like to tag along?"
Oh, absolutely.
Where's Kai?
He needed a minute. We had a talk.
Should we leave a note for him? Maybe, I don't know. Do you think he's coming back out?
He's fine.
All right, well, let's go meet up with everyone else.
Let's.
And as like Horatio would move out of the way to allow her to go through first.
As she passes by, she looks at him and she's like, you look good in horns.
Horatio blushes a little bit and is like, "Oh, thank you."
They bring out your forehead.
I-
And then she just passes by and goes back into the
And
area.
yeah, Horatio just follows, and we go back to the bar with everyone.
After King makes his order, Duran goes, "Cousin, I can't allow you to drink that alone. I will have the same thing."
Fantastic. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Cal, you're having some as well, too.
Oh, yes, of course.
So you all meet back up in the top lounge area. Not too late. It's around, let's say, 10 p.m. There's music playing. There's lots of other patrons who are here. No one really pays you much mind. And you get your drinks. Is there anything you want to do specifically? Or we can go on to the next day.
Get drinks.
Yeah, no, we drinking.
Yeah, we drankin', and then gonna go to sleep.
Yes.
Get a little shitty, but stumble to bed. You know.
Yeah, we get smashed like that giant stone wall that was protecting our crystal during the North Row.
Lol. Okay. Alright, so you guys do drinks, and you have unlimited drinks, so I'm gonna need all y'all in the morning to roll some constitution checks, see if you get hangovers, but you have an open bar, and you finish doing your drinks and toasts, and have a grand old time.
I'm sorry,
Before heading-
Horatio, while he's having he will order greasy foods to eat as he's drinking, so that the liquor doesn't hit him as hard the next day.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. So you order greasy food, that would be the equivalent to greasy Japanese food.
Yeah, anything with an absorption.
Okay.
Deep fried pork bowls.
Ramen if you want it. Want to have a soup.
And they marinate the egg for a week before they serve it?
I mean, the good places do, but that's just a rumor. Sometimes they do it for just like an hour.
Oh, this one tastes really good, but I could just be not quite myself right now.
Oh, King. Can I braid your hair?
Please. I'll take my circlet off and then like run my fingers through my hair to try and like pull out any knots.
She will attempt to braid a little bit, and at some point halfway through, she kind of tugs like a lockout, like and goes, "Oh,
Ow! Ow! Sorry, I must have had a knot."
it's okay. You're gonna look so pretty." And then she kind of pockets the lock of hair.
Perception check.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was muted.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. Roll me a sleight of hand check with that. Ooh, dirty 20.
So
all right.
I wanted to say that while this is happening, Duran is trying not to stare, and he's really shit-faced. Or maybe not shit-faced. We'll see when those constitution checks come up eventually.
Okay. I mean, King definitely, you would have probably felt it a bit, but noticed it with your passive because you're in. Yeah, everyone roll me. It will be a disadvantage. You guys are lit. So
All right, let me roll again.
I feel like she's behind me, so there's no way I would have seen her put it in her pocket, so I'm not gonna roll.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm like drunk, so giving my friend the benefit of the doubt, like it was my fault that there was a knot in my hair. Like she didn't purposely yank my head, but that's what she actually did.
Okay. None of you noticed.
Cal hasn't rolled. Cal.
You. Oh, Cal.
Plus 4 being around that paladin.
It's not a save.
Not a save.
Oh damn it! Fine.
Wait, I need to roll perception?
If you want.
I mean, you don't have to. There.
I mean, I just know you guys are getting real shitty.
Oh no. Also, if Monaco went behind King and yanked the piece of
Well, I
hair
thought she
out.
was just braiding it. Is she just drunk braiding it, and that's what's ended up happening?
I mean,
Yes, we're gonna say yes. So no, you don't have to roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I totally was drinking. So, okay, I'm not rolling. Yeah.
Duran nervously tries not to make eye contact with King while watching him get his hair braided.
Exactly.
Hold on.
So you have a lock of King's hair.
Is Duran like feeling weird by King getting his hair braided, or is he just like? Is it noticeable that he's awkwardly trying not to look at King?
Well, before you answer that, roll an insight check. I mean, I don't know if there
nope.
isn't. I'm just saying before. An 11. Okay. So I would say 11. I would say, judging by the 11, I'll leave it up to you to describe if there's anything or not.
You can tell Duran, it seems like he's a little tipsy, and he just looks over at King getting his hair done. He quickly looks back away and looks up and looks away again.
He's just like, Duran, do you want to get your hair braided too?
Duran bursts out laughing, and he goes, "No, Wizard Horatio. Let us have another round of drinks, Wizard Horatio."
Okay.
Switch seats. I'll braid your hair, and then it'll be like a chain. Monaco will be behind me. I'll be behind Duran, and then I don't know if Duran, if you know how to braid, but I think I can. Your hair is so long, it'll be much easier than mine. I don't know how Monaco's doing it.
I doubt Wizard Horatio wants his hair braided.
I do not want my hair braided.
His bun is part of his wizard look.
Oh, come on, Horatio. I could do a whole thing, and then we could do the whole thing and put that into a bun.
Come on, switch seats.
I have heard of wizards wearing wizard hats. I have just assumed Wizard Horatio's bun is to hold his wizard hat.
No, that's my hair. Sure. And whenever Monaco is ready, he will let her braid his hair and put it in a bun. Braided bun. Let's go.
She will attempt to do so. But not actually yank any of his hair out. She just actually does a nice thing.
I was gonna say, and now that she's done working on my hair, I'm gonna go stand behind Duran and start braiding his hair, or try to start.
We are definitely drunk. Braiding each other's hairs in the bars. Like,
I'm gonna softly say to Duran, be like, Your hair's so soft for being in the wilderness for so long. It's so supple. I love it.
Yes, thank you, cousin.
Cal, are you joining in this braid train?
I will not partake, but my locks flow very nicely as it is. I don't need to braid them.
So it's a
But
4-man
But
braid train.
I will kind of like stand up and go like amongst everybody and kind of see how the progress is going on each person and kind of like make comments.
Okay. All right, everyone roll for me a performance check. King, braiding Duran's hair with a 15 on performance. Monaco with a 16 on performance, braiding Horatio's hair. You sit across the bar stools, just kind of sitting there braiding each other's hair and all that, and painting a beautiful scene. Okay, so you all finish braiding each other, and it comes out pretty good, surprisingly. You would all be, in your sober selves, still comfortable with the way that you look currently. Though Duran, is up to you if you would, but your hair is in a nice braid, so to speak, but it's not in that slick back
It's like
ponytail
a
anymore.
one. I just took that. I didn't undo the ponytail. I just did that and like made like a big chunky braid. So it's like just a ponytail, but with
ponytail braid, like a horse, like you braided the back of a horse's tail, or kind of. Not calling Duran a horse or anything, but like you know how you have that fine
Fucking
horse
built
tail,
like
you
one
braided
with
that.
Taller.
So, King, did you get the answer you were looking for?
Maybe we should
Yeah.
discuss this downstairs.
Let's go to bed.
Okay.
Okay. You all get up. Some people are laughing, chuckling at you, but no one paid you any mind. If
Good night, bartender.
Neordior vouch for you, they wave goodbye to you. If Neordior vouch for you, then of course they're fine with you as well. Making your
Downtown?
way, clicking the no, make your way through the kitchen, turning the corner and entering the key into the knob, twisting it in 3 times to the left, once to the right, and twisting the knob. You go down into the private sanctum that is Neordior's chateau. If there's nothing that you wish to do right before you go to sleep, you can all enter into your rooms one by one, into your nice little 10 by 10 room that you can it's just used for sleeping for the evening.
Okay, no curses tonight. Drunky, good job. And then she curls up and goes to sleep.
Okay. The rest of you all fall asleep?
Yes.
Alright. So you all do your normal rituals you would do before bed. Head into the room all in one and successfully sleep for the night. Yeah. The night passes on. Duran, you sleep for your 4 hours and end your trance. And wake up. I need you to roll for me a Constitution saving throw. 19, okay. You have a bit of a headache, but you're able to stave it off, and you wake from your trance fine and refreshed. The rest of you also wake up from your nap. All of you can roll. All of you who did drink, which I believe was all of you, roll me Constitution saving throws.
Do I have advantage because of the greasy food?
Make sure you
No,
add 4
But
though.
your DC may or may not be different.
Con save plus 4?
No, it would not be. It would not be 4.
Yeah,
You're
because
all in your
we're all-
own little pocket
Well,
area.
I get 4.
What is everyone numbers? King, your
11.
final number. Duran, your final number.
What's my Constitution save?
Yeah.
19.
Horatio, your final number.
18.
Cal, your final number.
16.
Monaco, your
Also
final
a
number?
16.
Okay. All those who have rolled higher than a 10, you've successfully completed the check, and you don't really suffer from a hangover. If you do, you will be at disadvantage on your ability checks for a set amount of time.
Oh, I don't feel good, but I don't feel that bad either.
I know exactly what to make for this.
So you all exit. You're able to stave off the hangovers from the night before and meet up in the common area.
Oh man, am I not sick of these mushrooms?
Do you eat eggs, King?
I do eat eggs. Yes, I would love some eggs. Do you have any?
They had some in the kitchen.
Oh, that would be fantastic. Do you need a hand?
Oh, please.
Sure. I'll be right in. You have to go in first, right?
Righto. And she'll go up to the door and will a kitchen into the other side and then pass through.
Okay, you walk through and you enter the kitchen as you think about it. King, do you do the same?
After the door closes and then, she leaves. I'll do the same thing. I'll say, the same kitchen she went into.
And as you think about the kitchen that she went into, you open the door and enter once again into the kitchen as well, seeing Monaco there
Okay, great. You direct me. I'll be your sous chef. Right? That's what they're called?
Yeah. You okay with chopping?
Yeah. I'll pull out. I have a mess kit of my own, and I will pull out my knife and start chopping mushrooms and then whatever else she gives me.
Leeks and things like that.
Rinsed first,
Ah,
of course.
So you both work. You guys grab through the refrigerator, which there is one, and there's all types of food and things there, and prepare it together. Monaco will performance check at advantage.
These leeks are so mild, but when they caramelize, they release such a wonderful flavor.
Also, all those who use their robber bonus, uncheck your star. I don't know if you did or not.
I had 2, so I think one was DM inspiration, so that's the one that I used.
All right, so a 26 on your performance check, Monaco. Nice. So the two of you work very well together, almost magical as you go into. She's tossing back leeks and other types of food and dishes, and you go ahead and catch them very quickly, King, and crack them and start using the tools, and your chemistry works very well together. And you complete a glorious meal that sparkles and shimmers on top of the table there, and smells like perfection.
Mushroom fried rice omelet.
Kitchen vagary.
I'm about it. I enjoy. I could see why you wanted to become like the main chef for people. It's so much fun, and you make it so enjoyable.
Oh, I just like doing it. But it was never a profession.
It feels like it's your true calling, or one of the things that you're fantastic at and should be highlighted.
I think I have a bigger calling.
I think so too. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like I think it's a profession that you already excel in.
Yeah, anyone would smile. It was a talent the whole time. Even the grumpiest.
Okay, and then I'll like take 2 dishes on one hand and 2 dishes on the other hand, and I'll walk towards the door and I'll say, "Common room," and wait for the door to open to bring out dishes to everybody for breakfast.
You shout it out, and it stops for a second, or nothing happens for a moment, and then the doorknob twists itself and opens up, swinging open,
Thanks, door.
revealing the common room on the other side.
Dungeon Master, how long does it take them to cook breakfast in there?
About 45 minutes.
In that time, would Duran be able to try to grab Cal and Kai for a morning sparring?
Oh yeah, you can do that if you want to do like a half an hour spar.
Horatio would tag
Sure.
along.
Oh, Wizard Horatio, I see you're going to show off your prowess with the blade today.
Quarterstaff, but yes, I will.
Okay. Where do you guys want to do this? Inside the chateau or outside somewhere?
If there is like a training area in... No.
I mean, you're in a large common area. You can totally make a training space. There's no training area, though. You can move stuff around and make a nice little sparring circles big enough for that. So what do you want to do?
What do you guys think? Outside or right here?
I would hate to get our guest room dirty, but it seems it's able to recover from small damages. Maybe it should be safe.
Let's try not to cause any damage.
Yeah, we really shouldn't
Okay.
cause any damage.
Then let us go outside.
Okay. You all can easily head to a quiet area on the street. You know the area very well, Cal. You can take them back to a small park-like center where you can find some private time in the wee hours in the morning and do some practice.
Was Duran also able to get Kai to come with them?
Kai is there indeed. He's not in his disguises anymore. He's back to his normal self, and he looks on over to you and says, roll me persuasion check. 14. I mean, I would love to, Duran, but I think I'll set this one out. He says, looking over to you, going back towards his journal and kind of reading through the pages.
Duran doesn't have the emotional intelligence to try to talk him through that, so he's just gonna let him go.
Okay. Alright. So you all head off, going throughout the town. Well, going right around the corner. Cal, you lead into a nice little area where you can spar. You look around and see it's pretty empty here, and you can let loose. No, don't go too crazy. Still, you're within the city limits, but you can feel free to practice.
This is a good time to polish our skills. But next time we meet our enemy, I won't be caught off guard. And neither will you. Durant says as he tries to get a sneak attack at Cal before he has a chance to ready himself.
Okay, roll an attack against Cal. Target him in the combat tracker. Alright, so that's a hit. Roll damage against Cal.
He doesn't roll with the aggressive intent to kill.
But you can hold back. You can even have your damage.
He hits him with the flat end of it, right?
That's how I'd like to do it. He gives him like a strike, a non-fatal kind of non-harmful kind of light strike.
Okay, I'll say roll a d6. I'll go with that. Alright, Cal. So, as you're just kind of looking, talking to Duran just suddenly strikes at you out of nowhere, hitting you with the blunt end of his blade. It bashes across your arm and you fall back a little bit, taking 6.5 points of damage.
I was not expecting that one. Think fast.
I was not expecting us to start so quickly.
The real trick is ever believing you're not in combat.
Alright then, alright.
So, are you guys going to jump into a mock training battle?
Horatio is going to ready his staff and not use magic, so he's only going to fight with the staff.
Okay. All of you roll me initiative. We have a 25 for Duran, 23 for Horatio, and a 17 for Cal. So, Duran, you make the first strike, bashing your blade against the side of Cal, doing 5 points of damage onto him. Even looking at you, inquisitive, he goes and prepares himself in his fighting stance. You see Horatio take off like his outer layers, getting into more of a battle formation, whipping out his staff of Al-Salar. You see like a triangle of combatants appear in this small little alley area. Duran, go ahead and make your first attack.
Duran's gonna just turn around. He's just gonna kind of turn around and run over and hit Horatio, give him a little share of the damage right now.
Okay. Roll your attack against Horatio.
I'm not using magic, so my AC is 13 right now.
So, Duran, 26. You go ahead, and Horatio, you've seen how fast he moves, but now you see head on exactly how fast your ally is. As he zips right in front of you, the wind pushing against his heels, he appears up and hits you again with the blunt end of his blade. Go ahead and roll me a d6. Doing 5 points of damage to you. So it makes you stumble, and it hurts. I mean, nothing you haven't taken before, but he's giving you a little tough love.
Oh.
He spends the rest of his movement kind of like moving around Horatio, and then he gets in front of him between Cal, and he activates his vagary with his dash action.
Okay. So, Duran, the winds begin to pick up beneath your feet, and you start to hover above the ground. Your vagary now active, as you all recognize Duran's flying up in the air. Duran, anything else you want to do? You do have several more attacks.
That's the end of Duran's turn. He ends it with a grin at Horatio.
All right, Horatio, you're up next.
So Horatio is going to begin twirling the staff and just start running towards Duran and try to kind of hit him like across the face. Like just come and as he's twirling and kind of grab it with the other hand, both ends, and just kind of go for a swing right at him.
All right, make your attack.
Let me target Duran. Hold on.
23, that's a hit.
Come on, Wizard Horatio, show me what you got.
Oh, it's not that hurtful. But well, it would be a D6 plus 2.
Well, if you're not holding back and you're doing your full one,
back.
Duran's been. Okay. So it'll be plus
3
2.
damage.
You're like, I ain't holding back.
Hit me.
So 3 damage. Okay. So Duran, you see Horatio flare the staff of Al-Salah around, and it begins to go in a hypnotic fashion. You haven't seen him really use it, but it seems like over the time he's been training since Kuta Mountain, he's been more attuned with it. And within that moment of hesitation, he smacks you across the head with it, bashing on your and bashing on top of it, doing 3 points of damage.
And then he's gonna bring the staff back, hold it with one hand behind him, and like have most of the staff come up to his shoulder as he prepares himself for whatever may come next. And that's the end of his turn.
All right, Cal, you're up next.
Okay, I am going to. I think I'm just gonna go run up and try to punch Duran, like pistol whip him with the blunt end of the revolver.
Okay.
If he's on the opposite side of him from Horatio, would he get flanking?
You only get flanking from your allies, and you guys are hostile against each other right now. Well, it would be so it wouldn't be an unarmed strike. So
Like an improvised weapon?
Huh. Yeah, it'll be an improvised weapon. So, and you're proficient in all weapons. So go ahead and just roll your normal melee attack. Natural 20. So, Cal, you begin to spin around and flourish your gun for catching it and using that momentum to slam it across Duran's face. Duran, you get hit in the head with the staff of Alsalar, then across the face you get pistol whipped or revolver whipped. Go ahead and roll that damage. Which, if you're holding back, if you're not holding back, because I know this is not there, it would just be 1d6. If you want to do the full one, I would say it's, and then of course double it because it's net 20. It will be, you can add in like your proficiency and.
No, I'll just roll the d6, but it'll be double.
So roll it twice. So yeah. Okay, 5 points of damage.
Perfect.
So you just get crashed across. A little bit of blood falls into the ground. Just 5 points of damage.
And that's how you do that.
I'm impressed, Kyle.
Okay, so we'll say we'll do another round. Duran, you're up next. What would you like to do?
Duran spins his blade over his head, and he swings again. This time at Cal's side with his magnetic blade.
All right, 16 hits. Roll that damage, and if you're not holding back, then it'll be a full-on damage. If not, 1d6. 6 points of damage to Cal. Once again, you're struck again by the blunt end of the blade, but it's harder this time, possibly in retribution from your pistol whip. You take 6 points of damage, Cal.
Duran then spends his kind of dodge action. I'm sorry, his cunning action, keeping himself in the air, spending the 35 feet of movement for his cloud vagary, and then he kind of he's going to use his cloud vagary to flip over Cal and land behind him. And that's the end of what he's going to do.
Okay, so using your cloud dancing, you jump over it gracefully, stepping onto the air, going right behind Cal. And then Cal, you kind of slowly start to glance over as you see Duran fall behind. Up next, Horatio. Witnessing all this, what do you do?
So as Horatio witnesses that, they're both in front of him, I presume, right?
Yeah.
Is this concrete where we're at, or is there like dirt?
It's concrete.
It's concrete. Okay. He's going to run up towards Cal and kind of just try to thrust with the spear into it, or with the staff into his abdomen.
All right, roll me an attack. 12 misses. So you go ahead and thrust the staff of Elsalar over at Cal. He looks back at Duran, but quickly shifts back to you as he sees you coming. Using your gun's Cal, you deflect it, pushing it away as you start to lose your footing, Horatio, but quickly catch it, stopping right in front of him.
Once I recatch my footing, I twirl the staff back around and I hold it on my left hand. And I can't attack with a bonus action because I'm just a wizard. But that's the end of my turn.
Okay, last round. Cal, what do you do? Both of them in front of you are now sandwiched in between them.
Both of them in front of me. I'm going to use most of my movement to start my storm dancing, and in a flashy finish, I'm going to use my attack to kind of swing back at Horatio and tell him, like, this is kind of how you do it.
Okay, 16. That's a hit. Roll damage.
So after I hit you, I kind of use my soul burst to use my innate ability to discharge around you guys, creating like a sonic boom. And I charge forward, and you guys have to make strength saves. So you did not fall prone, but
Horatio kind of uses the staff to stand up, to stand himself.
yeah, at this point I made like a big sonic boom as I did that. So it's kind of like how we're ending the combat or whatever.
Yeah. So you go ahead and activate your vagary. The lightning shuddering and zipping all around you. You jolt up in the air and slam back down as your lightning creates a big giant boom that reverberates around, echoing across the alleyway. At this point, both of you hold your ground and stave off the effects of falling down, though it's difficult. And with that, you all stare at each other once the dust settles, and panting and smiling, you end your sparring session.
Horatio will go and grab his stuff and come back and say, "That was fun."
Yeah,
That was impressive. Ha ha ha.
Uh, I'll keep using my magic out there, though. I don't think I got what it takes to keep up with the likes of you guys. He's putting his clothes back on.
Oh, you're being too hard on yourself. I think you did just fine.
Yes, Wizard Horatio, let's get that rod out of your hand and replace it with a sword.
Well, it's funny. Before I gave up and became a wizard, I actually wanted to be a monk. So I've always kind of been fond of staves. Staves?
Wizard Horatio, I do know that humans do not live as long as ourselves, but I'm certain you will find a way in your life to fit in time to become a master monk as well.
Maybe. Who knows?
There hasn't been a challenge we met yet that your mind couldn't conquer, Wizard Horatio. I'm sure you can do it.
Thanks for the vote of confidence, Darren. I appreciate it. I'm starving, though. Maybe we should go see if they're done cooking?
And maybe if someone could heal some of these wounds on my face. Thank you, Cal.
Yeah, of course. And I caress his face and lay on hands all of the damage away from you. How much did you have?
He has 8 damage on him.
I'll give you 8.
How much damage do you have, Cal?
11.
I took the less damage.
That is true.
7 damage.
You took 7? Alright, so I'll use 15 of my... I'll use half of my lay on hands and kind of heal both of you up to capacity.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I kind of wanted King and Monaco to see us all beat up. It would have been funny.
Well, I'm still pretty beat up, so at least you can...
Yeah, maybe we can,
No problem. Duran pulls out a calligraphy pen and kind of uses disguise kitting skills and puts a bit of a brush scuff mark on Horatio's face and puts this mirrored one on his own face and laughs.
There we go.
All right, so Duran, you go ahead and paint the two of you up with more scars, and you do a pretty good job nonetheless. You'll make your way back into the chateau, Horatio using the key to enter in, and at this time, Monaco and King, you all enter in there. Kai still at the table writing in his notes with a delicious breakfast meal for everybody.
Oh, you're just in time, but look, you guys are filthy. What have you been, rolling around in dirt?
Yeah, they look very beat up.
A little practice. Did you hear? Did you hear us?
Obviously not.
Oh, well, I activated my vagary and it was a little loud, so we kind of got out of there.
Yeah. Smart.
We were singing pretty loudly in there, so.
You guys were singing.
I mean, yeah, don't you have a song that you sing to, remind yourself of the steps when you're cooking or, cleaning certain things,
I do not.
Oh. Well.
I usually,
I mean...
focus. I don't...
I can't be the only one. Duran, I know you've heard of elven songs and traditions they tell children, and I'm sure there's some in tiefling cultures as well.
It's okay, King.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just... Usually I apply a laser focus to what I'm doing, and I don't let anything else distract me.
Oh, it's not distracting. It's actually enhancing.
Life for our cousins in the Eladane must have been very peaceful.
We've had our ups and downs, but tried. The whole point is to live in peace, so we tried to.
Well, speaking of distracting, who wants some breakfast?
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, that would be great right about now.
And then I put my finger up, and I wag my finger, and then rose petals will sort of drift down all of the 3, and I'll prestidigitate all of the dirt off of them first. You have to be cleaned up before you sit down and eat. And then it will clean them up.
Well, we were doing some sparring, stretching out the old muscles.
So did you get hit? Were you a bystander? Is that why you're all dirty, Horatio? Your collateral damage?
I was sparring with them.
Oh, my apologies. I misunderstood.
No, it's fine. I understand. Why would the wizard ever spar? He's just a bookworm.
Correct. You surprised me. Well, shall we dig in before it gets cool? Monaco came up with the most wonderful recipe this morning.
Yeah, it smells delicious. What did you make?
Mushroom fried rice omelet?
Sounds amazing.
Horatio's already like sitting down and like just scarfing.
Alright. You all are handed out your plates and begin digging in. Kai digging as well. And it tastes delicious. And you all benefit from the inspiring taste and deliciousness of both the combination of King and Monaco. So Monaco's normal, the number was 16. I'll add that 4 more to that and make it a 20 total temporary hit points. But obviously if you can create more, then you can override that.
Power of friendship. We poured love into every bite.
So you guys finish your meal and you hear the door open up from above. Walking down the stairs, you all glance over and see Noir Dior, wearing the same type of outfit, though possibly in same type of outfit but in a different color, both the upper part and the jeans. And he turns to you. Well, isn't your lucky day? I got you a meet with the Queen herself tonight, and you get to meet my contact. He wants to personally see you to the Queen. She has a lot of questions.
I'm so glad that we became your friend.
Honestly, the pleasure's all mine, because they have taken quite the interest in you and your story, especially knowing about the badge. I had to let them know to verify. So they're going to want to take a look at that, but they know I'm good for my word. And they love it when I send important things like this along their way, so this makes me look good and you get what you want.
Great.
So I'm quite appreciative of this arrangement we have.
And did you tell her everything we told you?
Well, I told her about the possible army from Frostmore that's coming, if PA is the leader of. I left out all that weird stuff about shards and Doramo, whatever you guys said before, so feel free to tell that yourself. I don't want to make sure I mess up anything in the explanation. And I also told the adjudicator about, we have someone holding the seal of the daimyo and the actual badge of him as well, so someone carrying that has great importance, and I authenticated it, so that's all that I let them know of. The rest to you, feel free to give at your leisure. So he wants to meet at 8 o'clock tonight. Here is a map to the location. He hands you over a paper with if anyone, Cal, you could definitely decipher where this is pointing to. It's not too far away, about an hour's walk, closer into the heart of the town, nearby where the district is, or nearby where the section is where the actual castle itself is. Don't worry, they'll meet you outside the wall and grant you access inside and discuss the details further before you meet the Queen. But she wants to do this in the dead of night, so that way, prying eyes and all that.
Nyx's blankets protecting in the night. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, and handing that over, he goes, well, I have a bar to run and a lot of patrons to deal with and a lot of deals to make, so make yourself at home, go around the town, or wait around until you need to go. Let me know if you need anything else. I'll be upstairs. And he goes to walk upstairs, heads up to the bar. And with that, we will end tonight's session.
Woo! Good session.
And
Good session, y'all.
Great sesh.
Good sash.
Yep. So let's put in the bookmark and close our tale for the day.